Hungary, as of the 5th of April 2020, had visa-free or visa-free on arrival access to 182 countries and territories, ranking the Hungarian passport 10th as far as in travel freedom. There used to be a program that was 300,000 euros for you to get residency in Hungary and eventual citizenship. This was a government bond residency program, but it was actually discontinued on the 31st of March 2017. But there are actually two other programs, one being for foreign investors that can apply for a Hungarian residency through a business formation, and then also another one where it takes an investment in property, which I'll go over both of them. Also, if you want more information on other countries or to get your taxes legally to zero, visit our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. A minimum business capitalization of 50,000 euros is required, but you cannot have been an EU national before applying on this type of visa. Foreign nationals also have the option to obtain Hungarian permanent residency on the basis of a property investment of at least 250,000 euro investment. After having maintained residency in the minimum required in-country presence for a minimum of 8 years, residency holders can apply for Hungarian citizenship, obtaining EU citizenship rights in the process. The primary applicant's spouse and dependent children aged 18 and younger can also apply for Hungarian residency under the primary investor's application. You would also have to know the Hungarian language to get the passport and citizenship, but not the residency. Hungary does allow dual citizenship and is part of the EU and does have visa-free travel to all the Schengen countries, USA, Canada, New Zealand, UK, and Australia. This is actually a very good passport. The healthcare and education system in Hungary is quite good. GDP per capita is 16,000 US dollars per year. That's per person. The corporate tax rate in Hungary is pretty low. It's 9%. And then you have a personal income tax rate, which is 15%. There is a sales tax rate of 27%. There is a Social Security tax from the company and also the employee that totals 39.50%. This is quite high. If you own a property in Hungary, you'll also have to pay a property tax. The amount you pay depends on the location where the property is actually situated. The average cost per year runs around €3 per square meter, or a maximum of 3% of the market value of the property. So the property taxes is quite high there. I'm going to give you my evaluation on this program, and it is as follows. I'm against getting citizenship personally in any EU country because it's a matter of time before the EU will have a tax system like the US does, taxing based on citizenship and not residency. Hungary does tax worldwide income on its residents, and I've always stated that you should get a passport that either has a territorial tax system or is a pure tax haven, such as St. Kitts. Antigua is another one that's a pure tax haven, but they're better choices in my opinion. It has an excellent passport if you want to be a resident for 8 years before you apply for the citizenship. And then after all that time, you're not going to have a guarantee that you'll get the passport. And you will have to learn the Hungarian language to eventually do this. The corporate tax rate is 9% and 15% for individual taxes. That appears to be low, but you're taxed on your worldwide income, and you've got a real high sales tax and property tax, and the Social Security taxes are some of the highest taxes I've seen of this kind of any place in the world. You've also got cold weather at least 9 months of the year, and some people like that, some people don't. It depends on your tolerance and what type of weather you like. But remember, and I've gone through this in quite a few videos, that a fast track program such as St. Kitts bypasses a lot of these negatives that I've talked about previously, because you want to try to knock out a lot of the negatives that you have in these type programs. Number one is what I would be looking for when you're getting at least your first passport, other than maybe where you are right now, is get a citizenship program you know that you can get as long as you have no civil or criminal past. A lot of the residency by investment countries don't go by the statutory requirement after the minimum residency requirements have been made, therefore messing up your plans for an actual passport in a reasonable amount of time. In fact, I see a lot of people go for these residency by investment programs and they never get the passport and citizenship. And number two is make sure the country you're applying for has no military requirements. And number three is make sure that the tax system that's in place is a territorial tax system, or at least a pure tax haven that does not tax worldwide income. And Hungary, as I mentioned, does tax worldwide income. And also I would make sure that there is no language requirement outside of the language that you're already fluent in. I've seen so many people don't get the passport they intend to because they never learn the language. They just never take the time to do it. And the older you are, the harder it is to learn a second language and learn it fluently. These are key ingredients that you need to look at there. Also, number five is always verify that the dual citizenship is allowed, or don't engage in that program. Now, Hungary does allow dual citizenship, so it's got a plus in that regard. You also, number six, you want to get a passport that has as many visa-free countries as you can travel to, at least visa-free to the Schengen countries. Hungary goes actually beyond that. It has visa-free to Canada, USA, Australia, New Zealand. It's got a very good passport. So these are things, if you're wanting that and you don't mind, the excessive taxes like I mentioned before, then, this might be your country. Like I said, the corporate tax rate is low, but when you add up all those other taxes, you're paying pretty much. That's quite a bit, 39.5% just on Social Security if you own a business. So these are things that you're looking at there. Anyway, if you want to learn more on how to legally get your taxes to zero, or how to get a passport as quick as 3 months, do three things. Hit the subscribe button to the right of your screen. You get new videos as they come out automatically. And number two is, I'd like to hear from you. If you would hit the comment section below and put a comment in, I'll get back with you on any answers that you might have there or questions that you've got, and I'll get the answers back to you. And go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and we deal with about 67 citizenship by investment and residency by investment countries. If this is not the right country, you can find your country on that list. We'll also, if you'll hit the question button at the top of the website and fill out the questions and get those back, just hit send and get it back to us, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. And I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.